Hi everybody, this is Bernita with Trestle Glen Treasures. How are you today? This Sunday afternoon, game day for a lot of people. I'm hoping I catch people at a decent time, maybe after church. I had a request for somebody, from someone about making bows on the Easy Bow Maker, and they said I had showed them how to do it with the short tails, and they wanted to know how to do it with long tails. So I've got some bows to make, and I figured, well, why not come on a Sunday afternoon? You know, maybe you're tired of bows. Maybe you've not made a bow in your life. You've maybe not seen the Easy Bow Maker. You know, bows being made on it. To me, I've found that I've done it by hand. I'm just trying to pull up hello for anybody that's joining me. Thank you. Say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. It's cold and rainy and it's humid and my hair frizzed out. I can't believe it. Hi, Lily. Okay, so first of all, I just want to show you something that I made yesterday. I think it was a lot of fun. I love it. I was hoping, and I'm maybe going to make some, but I made my very first rag bow. And I'm going to be gluing on the centerpiece, but I want to show it to you. And I'm going to put stuff down. You can kind of see a little bit, but I'm going to put the camera down. I just wanted to say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. Maybe you're watching a game. I don't know. And I'm hoping you can see this. Let's see. So this is my rag bow. I really love the looks of these. And I added a little bit of red in it with a little bit of berry rag stuff that lights kind of bright, because I'm going to use it in a Christmas, kind of a rustic Christmas bow. All right, and so I'm not showing you how to do this today. I followed a tutorial by oh no, I just went out of my brain. Oh my gosh, and she'll kill me. But I paid for her tutorial, and it wouldn't be fancy that. Oh my gosh, decor. Roxanne will kill me. So anyways, I followed her tutorial to make this, so I won't show you how to do it because that wouldn't be fair to do that. But I'm going to, I've got a real pretty pin I had bought at some thrift store. Gosh, I was looking at the thrift store. See, isn't that pretty? Thrift store and looking at some pins, and oh my gosh, they wanted like 20 bucks for a pin. And so this is what happens when you start getting vintage kind of stuff, and then people are buying things up like crazy. So this is really cute. I think I certainly learned some things of what I would do differently. I like the fullness, but I probably wouldn't build up this bottom part as full. Hi, Vicki. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining me. And I probably would make some of these a little bit like, I think I did the 2-inch width. And I would probably do 3 on the bottom and then work 2 just to give it, just because it feels like this is so much more heavier. I don't know. It was my first time doing it, and hi, Nancy. Yeah, you're the one that was asking. And so I will experiment, but I'm going to just glue the center of this on, and I'm just going to use, I've got hot glue, and I'm going to use, you want to separate it, but I'm going to show you how to do a bow on the Terry bow, I mean the Easy Bow Maker with long tails. But I do want to get this glued on because I do have a wreath that I do plan on putting this in. You really gotta use a really good glue for this. And I probably should have used something that might have, you know how you have the the backs of a brooch, and it's not completely flat. But I really am happy with how it turned out. And so I did like that I added the rest. And I kind of used what I had. Hi, Tina. You guys are probably getting some of the rain and cold that we are here in Wisconsin. It's no fun. It's been raining for, I think, a week almost. So I'm going to let that dry. And it's kind of low. So I'm going to let that dry, but I just wanted to show it to you. I was excited in how that turned out. But I picked out some ribbons that I'm going to use, and Nancy, I'm going to do a short one first because I've got a wreath I have to go out tomorrow, and it requires the bow that I made with the short tails, but I'm going to do a couple different bows. And so you get your easy bow maker, you know, Hobby Lobby, Michaels. I wouldn't buy it on Amazon, just because you can use it, the coupon code at Hobby Lobby or Michaels, and get it for 40% off. But, you know, people are buying them up like crazy. My gosh, you know what? I went to Walmart today because I'm trying to get some of the evergreen bases, the flocked bases, and my Walmart has like nothing out. I mean, a few things trickling here and there. It's killing me. I went there even for a lightweight spackle because I've been seeing people making their candies and and the cupcakes, and they're all doing some of this by hand. And so, you know, haven't seen a tutorial, so I went on YouTube and was looking, but I had to go like all over the place to get it. Walmart didn't have the, gaps and cracks. I had to go to Home Depot for that. I had to go, you know, it's like I was all over, so it was kind of crazy. So, for the bow that I need today, I'm just doing short streamers. And you're going to pinch it. So this is probably about 8 inches. I have a tendency of cutting it a little bit longer, and it's probably a waist. Hi, Diana. Waist, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. So you pinch it, and pretty much I do the loops 6 inches. The fake and bake, right, Tina? But it was like, you know, I've seen people doing it, but just trying to find the supplies to get it. I was hoping to get it all in one place and not be driving all over to get it. So I pinched the loops, or pinched the ribbon, and you're going to find that you want to twist it. You want the ugly side, or the unpretty side, unpatterned side. If it's a double, you still want to because it helps with the loops and making your bow. So you twist it, and I'm going to make this 6 inches. Most of the time, unless it's a small base that I'm using, like a 14-inch base, I might go 5 inches on the loop. But most of them I've been doing 6 inches, and that seems to go really well for like an 18-inch. But if you're doing like a 24 or 30, you know, 32-inch base, certainly make your bow bigger. You'll want those first bows bigger. So as I came up, and I'm hoping you can see this all right. I wish I had overhead, but I don't. So you bring it back, pretty side up, go through the dividers, and twist. And then so this way you have the solid, or the, you know, kind of the ugly side up. Isn't that terrible to call it an ugly side, but it's not the pretty side anyways. And again, you're going to go 6 inches. Now I'm going to do, I forget how many loops I'm doing. It's like doing one of this, because I didn't want a whole lot of, because this black and white is pretty bold. So I have one loop on each side of that. And then I'm just going to bring the other loop down. So you got a short tail on the top, and then there's going to be a short tail on the bottom. And then you just cut it. Okay? So you've got your base for the bow, for this particular bow. Now, mind you, I'm not doing anything, I'm not following really a formula when it comes to the ribbon, what size, the 2-inch, but I am sticking with the bottom 3 loops are going to be 2-inch loops. But you can mix this up. It doesn't have to be, if you're familiar with the Terry bow, people alternate between a 1.5 and a 2-inch bow. I mean a width ribbon, and you can do that. You could do that here too. This is what I'm choosing to do. So know that there's a lot of options to create a, really pretty bow that's unique to, your design. Okay. So again, we're going to put it between the 2 pillars, and then make your streamer. So since I have one on the top, on like a diagonal, I'm starting it out as a diagonal. So now the red's coming over on this side. You'll see it's like think of it like a crisscross. And I have a tendency of just kind of measuring from the loop below. So you twist it, And this side, even though this ribbon has kind of the same on both sides, there really isn't the right side, but you still twist it to kind of give it, oh, it helps you shape your bow better. So you come in and do it on the other side. So I am going to give it a try on making, probably not even I'll try a cupcake, but if anybody's doing the fake and bake, let me know. I even seen somebody do it with plaster of Paris, and I can't remember, it's been so long since I've used that, how heavy that is. But they used that actually, and then they took a half a snowball, you know, like the styrofoam balls, and they cut it in half, and then they put the round part on top. Which years ago I did cake decorating, and so, and do you think I have all my cake decorating stuff's in storage, so I ended up buying just a large tip to be able to do the top. It's been forever since I've decorated a cake, and it wasn't during the time when they had fondant. I wish. So, okay, back to the bow. So, if anybody knows about doing the fake and bake, and if you've ever used plaster of Paris, let me know, versus the gap and crack, I guess. Okay, so I'm doing 2 of the buffalo plaid, okay, and then I'm going to cut that streamer, short streamer, and then I am going to kind of, I'm going to just kind of separate them, just so I'm kind of getting the look and the feel of the bow that I'm going to have. Okay. So if you can, I'm going to take that off so you guys can, so I can kind of tilt it up so you can kind of see. So you've got the black and white print on the bottom, and I just chose to do the one there. You could have done 2 of the black and white, you know what I'm saying, and then 1. So I could have done it either way. I could have done 2 loops of black and white on the bottom, and then 1 with the red and white, or red and black polka dot. It doesn't matter. It's like whatever you want. So I've got 3 and 3. Okay. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to use this because it's a wreath that I've been making. It's been kind of popular with the red truck. And I actually ran out of the red ribbon that I had with the green trim around it, and I can't get it. It was at Craft Outlet. It is like sold out. I really didn't, maybe because it's so hard to find red, just plain red, the 2.5. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to come in with just 1 loop on each side, and then with this it's going to be 1 loop on each side. So I'm actually only doing 2 more loops on each side. So I'm going to start out with, so I ended with the streamer up here, so I'm going to start back again on this side where I started out with the original printed black and white. So you just want to make sure you're alternating the streamers, top and bottom. You know, if you've ended with one color, then start with the next. Okay, so I'm going to make this one just a little bit smaller, so you're doing the same thing in between. You're going to twist them, but I'm going to make this, since the bottom 3 loops were 6 inches, I'm going to probably bring this down just probably 5 1/2. I don't want it too small, just about a 1/2 inch, and that would be for that. Now I love this bow maker. I followed a tutorial by Fancy That Decor. I bought it from her, and so I followed her tutorial. You know, it wouldn't be fair since it's a paid tutorial. I know people are doing it, but since I bought it from her at this point, and she just sold it, you know, just came out with it. It's a good tutorial. I wouldn't tell you how I did it, just because I don't think that's fair to do. But Fancy That Decor. It's a downloadable video from Etsy. Okay, so there. It is a half twist. I don't know, well, yeah, no, it's a complete twist, I guess, if you're going like that, a complete twist. Right, so then, you know, you're bringing the back side up. that make sense? So you want to twist the whole thing so it's going, if you have a two-sided bow or ribbon, so one has a pattern on the top and the other one is not, so you want to make sure when you're twisting it so the other side flips up. And then when you come out and bring it back in, then the good side's on top, and then you're going to twist. And then, you know, and you might not even necessarily twist when you have the streamer. Maybe I hope that makes sense. Okay. So it has been crazy. Like, I don't know if anybody else is trying to find some supplies, but I'm finding already stuff is sold out. Sold out. It's just nuts. It's nuts. So I've got this, and I always cut off, you know, it's a new roll, and if it's bent. All right. So this is my last ribbon, and I got this ribbon at Craft Outlet. I like the little fuzzy stuff on it. It's real cute. So I'm putting it in. I'm going to twist. So because you can see on this side what's the top and what's the bottom, because there's more of a, well, actually not really, but kind of. Like the one side's a little more fuzzier. So I'm just twisting, okay? And I'm going to make this the same length as the gingham ribbon. So the last one. Do it, and I'm going to get a twist. Same side twist. And then I'm going to bring that to the top. Okay, so you guys can kind of see. Get these out of the way. I do not have a lot of work room. Sorry, guys. So here's what we have. Maybe I should even try to put it down farther. I wish it was closer. I just don't have or that I could zoom in. Maybe that's better. Hopefully. Okay. So that's how that is. So you definitely have your middle. I try not to squish too much, but you're kind of alternating. Even the tails. Kind of think of the tails that are here. This little streamers is part of, like, as if it was a bow. It's part of the bow. You know, the loop. So you kind of alternate the colors. So we've got that. Now you can do two ways, or actually three. You can use the zip tie to put in the center. You could use a pipe cleaner, or you can use wire, like a heavier wire, whatever you feel more comfortable with. I have a tendency of going with the pipe cleaner a lot of the time. I feel like I can attach it to the bow, to the wreath base a little bit, where the zip tie, I always feel like it kind of goes at an angle, so I'm fighting with it. But I'll show you both ways. But for this one, I'm going to use the pipe cleaner. And what I have a tendency of doing, some people I kind of lift it up a little bit from the bottom. I put the pipe cleaner between, and you could do this beforehand, but I put it between the dowels, and I kind of bring it up and over in between. Now some people, because I find it helps, for me, it centers the tie better. Some people I've seen just kind of stick it straight through and pull it up and tie it, and that's how they do it, and that's fine. And then I just lift it up, and I've got the tie. So I've got it here between my fingers, and I make sure, it's even, and then I really squeeze. See, now this, where you're using the zip tie, that will really pull it tight, right? And so when you're using the zip ties, you're going to be more apt to sort and figure your ribbon a little bit better before you secure it. But with this, it's probably not as tight, just because I'm not as strong in getting it tight. So you twist the bow. Don't twist the pipe cleaners, but twist the bow to get a nice tight. Okay. So we've got that, and then you can kind of start. So I would be alternating kind of the bow or the loops and the tails. See how I'm just kind of separating? Can you see? And you know what? By all means, think of this using the Easy Bow Maker. I think of it as a casual kind of bow. Now, the Pro Bow makes really precise bows, and I think those are beautiful as well. And so if you want something that's really precise, then I would say go with using, you know, the Pro Bow, or if you the pipe cleaner. Yeah, Nancy, and to me they're easy to hang on to. They're a little shorter. I mean, so you can't get them, but I haven't had any problem with just the two and putting them into a wreath and tying it to a wreath. So I'm fluffing these. You know, get your loops where you want them to be, right? And then on this particular one, then you're going to, you know, you're going to trim the streamers. I would probably, you know, I would go a little bit beyond, and usually do, like the loop size. So if, you know, my loop is 8/6, you know, just so I have a little bit more. And then once you get it on the wreath or your whatever you're putting it on, then, you know, adjust these, you know, streamers to where you really, you know, want them to be. How long you want them to be, I should say. I hope that makes sense. So you kind of, so you have this, right? And this is not, I mean, this is not a real big bow because it's going on a rustic-y kind of, a rustic wreath. And so I'm trying to like find my words, blah, blah, you know, so it's, I don't want it real full. Because I think of like, you know, that rustic look. It's kind of a minimalist kind of look. So I'm just cutting it, I'm dovetailing it, and dovetailing, you take and fold your ribbon so the wired edges come together, okay? And then you cut, you can either cut from this folded edge down or from the wire up to the fold, whatever, and then you get the dovetail. Okay, so we've got that. Get these. So I don't know if anybody else, are you guys getting the spam thing into the messenger? Oh my gosh, it is driving me absolutely nuts to where last night I had to turn it off because I keep my phone on because it's my landline. It's like my kid, I guess that's a parent, you know, it's like if my kids need me, I can be reached. They don't have, I don't even think they have my mom's phone number. But but I am like so sick of these messages coming in. I'm about ready to scream. And it's like, oh my gosh. At first, you know, I was a little taken back because I don't know if it was something that had just started, the spam or whatever. I didn't know offhand where it was coming from. And so I'm thinking, really maybe she got, you know, maybe she was hacked, or if I was, or whatever. But I'm over that. So there's that one. So now we'll do a long tail one. Give me some hearts or likes if you like that. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you are enjoying this video, I'd appreciate it if you share. Maybe there's some people hanging out on a Sunday would like to learn to make some bows with the Easy Bow Maker. I'd love it if you shared it. It's kind of giving me some Facebook love. Okay, so I will go ahead and we'll do a long tail one. And I'm doing, I don't know how big of a one I'm going to do with this one or not. I may do 6 loops on each side. So this will be thank you, Debbie. You've gotten 117 today, just today, Robin. Oh my gosh. Have you turned, well, I was going to say, have you turned your phone off? I mean, I don't know what Facebook is doing to this. Thanks, everybody. I don't know what they're doing, you know, to nip this in the butt or what. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you here. Duh. Well, this one's not showing up. Normally I would cut a little strip. I just kind of got busy talking. A strip of ribbon and tied it in the center. I'll do it to the next one. But oh my gosh, I have no idea what Facebook is doing. 117. Well, mine ain't that bad. Sorry, girl. But it's enough to where... Anyways, I was telling you that in the middle of the night, because I leave my phone... I don't turn the ringer off, but I don't usually have... I don't get... There's not, like, interruptions, you know. Thank goodness. But like I said, there's that whole parent thing in me with my kids, you know, back home in California. And I'm here that if somebody needs to get a hold of me regarding them, then I want to be able to answer my phone. But... last night, I was getting message, and I'm thinking, seriously? At first, it was like, who's messaging me? You know, middle of the night, and then I see it's that stupid thing. I think this is crooked, and I was just really then kind of irritated. Thanks, Cindy Lou. You did send a notice. Oh, I would have too. I would be furious, Robin, with that many messages. And I'm thinking, okay, people. You know, this is where we need to post it. It's like, don't forward it. Because then it's like, you know, whoever's behind it is, they're getting your friends list. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to do pretty. Because I've got some golds, rose golds. Some stuff I want to be making. So hopefully you guys can see this. All right, so let me flip this around. But that is madness. Oh, I'd be so upset. So I've got some really pretties here. Oops. I'm trying to think. 2 of these were bought from Sam's Club. And then, Hobby Lobby, and then this actually I got at Craig Bachman last spring. It's so pretty. It's like a, you know, you think your canvas, the taupe with gold and silver. And the multiple, oh yeah, okay. Okay, thanks for sharing that, Robin. Okay, what am I going to do first here? So I'm going to do... I really like this. I want this. So I'm going to do 3 on the bottom to start. And I really like this. It's maybe kind of hard to see, but it's a real pretty creamy with gold Christmas tree with like glittery silver glitter, you know, balls. It's so pretty. And I think this will make a nice, pretty statement. So we're going to do 3 of those. 3 loops. And we're going to do long tails. So, you know, you want to decide how long of a tail you want. I have a tendency, I think I said, I kind of go long first and then I cut based on, you know, what length. So I probably will go like, I don't know, I'm going to do 20 inches. Maybe even 24. No, maybe that's too much. 20, maybe 22 inches. Because, again, you can cut. But these are, you know, there's no way you're going to be able to keep it upside down. Although I have had people, I might be able to show, if you're doing it by hand, with this, you know, some people have like cut this off and will come back later and attach the ribbon. And I could probably show you how to do that. But we're going to just start out, we're going to pinch this. So I got 20 inches to start. We're going to pinch and then twist. And I'm going to do, again, 6 inches, 6-inch loops, okay? And then twist. So the dull side is on top for right now. Come to measure 6 inches, roll back, so then the pretty side's on top. That's the way I can like explain it. So 6 inches there. So we're going to do 3 loops on each side for this, okay? Let's see if I can get closer. closer. And sometimes these slide. But I'm not, like I said, I like the casualness of this particular bow maker. But like I said, this 6-inch loop works really well for a lot of the 18-inch, 20-inch wreath bases, if you're going anything bigger. I've even used the size for the 24-inch base, but you could probably go a little bit bigger, maybe 7 inches. Then twist. You know, here I was like so looking forward to fall, and I love the cooler weather, but you know, with all the rain we've had here and the warmer weather that we've had more late, the colors of the leaves are turning out like muddy looking. I don't know if anybody else, who else might be in the Midwest and are noticing that. Okay, so I'm not twisting this. I'm just leaving this just flat down so I can bring the tail down, and then it'll, you know, we're going to make it the same length. Okay, cut that off. But as I was saying, the colors are muddy and they're falling off the trees so quickly. It's kind of bumming me out because they're just, I think the first year I was here was probably the best year for colors that we had here. It's kind of disappointing because I love that, but I'm grateful for the cooler weather, that's for sure. All right, so we've got the 3, and I'm just going to separate my loops a little bit. I do stack them on top. Just to make sure they're all about the same length. And then when I come back to do the next, as you can see, then I've got. So this is going to be a long tail. Now you can even make this where, maybe I'll try it on the next one, where like the bottom 2 maybe, depending on how many ribbons you choose, you could probably have 2 long tails, and then you could actually cut some of your ribbon to where you have short streamers. You know, so you have something that's coming up on the top and then short ones on the bottom. You know, you don't have to have all the ribbon streamers to be long. Maybe I'll do that on the next one I have. I've got this one and then one more I'm going to do. So I've got this one, and this I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to do two of these. Oh, it's such a bummer that I couldn't get more. I think I got 2, maybe 3 rolls of this from Craig Bachman, and I was so bummed that, you know, when you go to the sale, you know, you only get what they have. That's not like if you're going to the store and you want to order bunches. You can't. All right, so put that in. So you're going to twist where you pinch, twist. Oh no, what did I do here? Oh, all right. I'm glad I didn't get started. I forgot I had all right. I messed up there. I'm hoping this will be enough. It will, I think. All right, let me start that over. And glitter everywhere. Oh my gosh. It's like you take off your clothes and you got glitter. All right. Where'd you meet at Craig Bachman, or did you hear? I'd heard at one point somebody had said that he was at the General Wholesale. Where'd you meet him at? Just curious. I'm just being nosy. So I'm just making this just a little bit shorter. didn't go to the this last fall one, and you know what? I actually was the winner of the being able to go early, and I couldn't go. I didn't have anybody to look after my mom. Oh, the Mer Rouge warehouse? Where's that at? Just curious. So I had to decline. They drew the name for somebody else, and I just couldn't go this time. I was able to go last time because my sister, unfortunately, broke or had surgery, shoulder surgery, so she was available to look after my mom when I went. But this time I didn't have anybody. His name was Scott. Okay, okay. So then you're going to just measure the streamer. But actually, the Craig Bachman, close to Monroe, Louisiana. Oh, okay. Hi, Karen. Well, Craig Bachman is not far, really, from here. It's, we went, and it was not even quite a 2-hour drive. So it's before you turn off before the Chicago O'Hare Airport. I want to say it was like an hour and a half drive, maybe an hour, 45 minutes. So it was fun to be able to go and at least check it out. Okay, so we've got 2 of these. Look, it's so glitzy. I love all the sparkle for this. And I love that I hate that I only had the few. So we've got our rib, you know, our streamers here, right? So we got 3 loops on the bottom, 2 loops of this 2-inch, and then I'm going to go to a 1-inch, 1.5, and then we will do that as our last. We're just going to do a loop on each side. So again, you could do a lot more if you want to. And so you just bring your streamers down from the front. I'm going to turn it back around. Hi, Kimberly. How are you? Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Just making up some bows. I had a lady ask about making a bow on the bow maker, Easy Bow Maker, with long streamers, because I had only demonstrated the one time. Somehow I think that maybe, you know, doing a bow to while making a wreath, I don't know, maybe I think I'm taking up people's time, too much time, and maybe people want to see it. Maybe I think I'm assuming that people, hi Jessica, how are you? Long time no see. That people are not interested in that, or their time. I don't know. My bad for misinterpreting that. Okay, so we have that. So 3 and 2, and we're going to do 1 loop on each side. So we're going to measure down the tail. So this is all kind of the gold, and it's got a little bit of glitter, and it's so pretty. So pretty. I actually have, which I'll probably use with this, one of the gold reindeers from, I don't know if anybody's been to Big Lots, but they've got the glittery reindeer in gold, silver, and probably pink silver. Good, good. And so I got a gold one and I got a silver one. All right, so there is a good side and a more shimmery side to this one. It's like paying attention. Okay. So again, it's kind of the repeat. I'm going to just do this maybe just a tiny bit shorter, like 1/4 of an inch, if you can kind of see. All right. So you're going to twist and bring it in, and that's just slightly. All right. I'll probably use that as the tie off. I told you I'd do the center. So here I'll show you how to do, well, with a zip tie. All right, so I'm taking 2 zip ties. I want to say these are both 11 inches because I don't have a shorter one. So I do the same thing. So, you know, you're going to, so I'm going to just turn it around so you can kind of see. So we got all kinds of Christmas glam, lots of glitter. I'll be covered with, it's like, it's funny when I go out and you go to shopping or something, you don't realize that, you know, you think you check yourself and then you get out and it's like, oh my gosh, you got glitter shining all over your face. Yeah, that's usually me. Especially if you have makeup on and you're not washing your face to go out. That's usually me. So taking a zip tie, and I'm going to do the same thing by putting it, again, you could do this beforehand. I just don't. I string it through the 2 dowels underneath. And then when I bring it up, I'm bringing it just through the center. So I know it's centered then, right? So I'm carefully, so I'm kind of bringing the zip tie, so carefully lift it up off the dowels. So this is a lot of ribbon. So this is a good one. Let me get this out of the way so you can kind of see. This is a good one to kind of use the zip tie. Oh crap, it's backwards. The zip tie, it got twisted. Hang on. You have to be able to get the zip tie, so you make sure you're holding on to that. The zip tie has to be where you're putting in the flat side. So I've got a really good hold of this, okay, and I'm going to put the zip tie, okay, I'm going to pull, but I'm not pulling it tight yet, okay, down to my fingers kind of, and you want to, so we've got your streamers on the one side. This is where if you had streamers on both sides, you're going to be, you know, separating. And so you're going to make sure your bows, you got your loops kind of where you want them. Because once you do pull this tight, it's tight. You know, you can still sort them, but it is really tight. I'm trying to keep it so you can see it. All right, so we've got that. Got these in the center. Now you're going to take your second zip tie, because this one is what's going to hold your bow tight together. Then you're going to slip this one in as your attachment to the wreath. Okay, so don't let that go. Oh, gnomes. Oh, you didn't. Where'd you go to get the gnome, Carol? For the warehouse? I love the little gnomes. Oh. All right, so then you're going to pull this tight. So you've got the attachment, pull this tight. Make sure it's super tight and make sure it's centered first, right? And so this is what works really good when you have lots of different loops. Kind of the thicker that bow gets, it's hard to, you know, you want to make sure it's going to stay together nicely. And okay, so then we've got that attachment. So I'm going to cut that off. Just cut that off. And then this is where you're going to trying to get the streamers. So this is where you'll you know, get your loops separated. Oh, Big Lots. Oh, you went to go. I didn't see any gnomes there. But you know what? I'm telling you that where I live here, it seems like everything, for whatever reason, they seem like small stores to me, because what people are saying that they're finding at these different shop stores, I can't find here. So I don't know. I didn't see gnomes at Big Lots. But who knows? Maybe I was just, I don't know. See, now that bow looks a little bigger than the other ones. Okay. So you have that. You know, you play with it, right? And I, you know, work with it a lot when I get it on the wreath. Again, these are a casual bow, and to me they're pretty. They're just, you know, not the whole, you know, like every, you know, this has got 5, 6, 12 loops on it. So you can either dovetail this to give it a real formal kind of look, or you can take these streamers and you can you could roll it up. So this would be shorter. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, and I don't want to do too much for tight rolling, but I'll show you. You can, if you want a semi-formal, you know, you can roll up that first first ribbons, right? And then you can leave the others long, or you can leave them all long and then dovetail them. I was going to show you what to do for the center. So even though this is a big bow, and once you got it into your wreath, you're not going to see that zip tie. But some people, that might bother them. And that's okay. You can take whatever complimentary ribbon of one of the ones you're using. Your Big Lots didn't have anything out. You know, it's so weird. Mine had more out, but not all the same things that people were talking about. Same way with Walmart. I've been there 3 times this week, guys. 3 times. And it's like taking them forever. I want some of their flock bases. And it's like, I'm thinking, what are you guys doing? Yeah. Oh, that's kind of short. Okay, let's see. So I took a strip, and I'm just going to fold it in half. And I'm just going to tie. So whatever ribbon you want, just take it, tie it in half. Fold it in half, and then put it around your, you know, the center, the zip tie. Turn it around. Make sure your zip tie on the other is you're going to cover. So you're going to cover that piece in the back, and you can always use a little bit of glue, hot glue, if you're concerned that it won't hold. And this is kind of short. I got this a little bit short, so this might be kind of hard to. So I would probably put in a little bit of glue there to make sure it does not. So then you've got a center. See, so then your center is covered. Oops. If you can see, so then you don't have to worry about the zip tie. There you go. So don't hesitate to, you know, play with this. You know, do with what you want for the streamers. And I think this last bow that I'm going to make. Yeah, see, you know, well, that's kind of like, Jessica, that's like Hobby Lobby. When I used to work there, the bigger Hobby Lobbies carry more stuff. Now, you can go online and order whatever, you know, whatever Hobby Lobby has, as long as it's in stock. But each store gets a certain percentage of stuff. They don't get all the same stuff. They get different stuff based on the volume of sales your store has. That volume depends on how much and what they send you. So I learned that. So what you might have at your Hobby Lobby, I may not, or vice versa, depending on how big it is. All right, so there's that. I'm going to do one more for you. And this time I think I'm going to switch up the, I'm going to do some tails, long tails, and then I'm going to do also short, to kind of give some short streamers up above. I don't need that. I think I'm going to, let's see, 2, 1. So if you guys are enjoying this, I would love it if you shared it. Kind of sends love to the page. Maybe somebody will come in and catch the last bow that I'm making. So I'm going to do these different colors. Kind of different, right? You think of browns, but this would probably go rustic. So I've got a real pretty brown that matches the pine cones in here. And then I've got the red with the gold, because there's actually gold shiny trim on this ribbon. And then a solid gold that'll break up kind of that brown. But I think that would be pretty. So Nancy, I hope this is helping. I hope you caught the long streamers. You can always shoot me a message too. Thank you, Cindy. If you had any questions. Yeah, don't hesitate either. If you guys got a question about something, I am more than welcome to have you send me a message. And if I can help answer your questions, I'm more than happy to. So, actually, I'm thinking I'm going to do because I want more of these, I'm going to do one of this because it's real shiny and bright. I'm going to have this is on the bottom. And then that way it's not quite in your face, but it's still pretty. I'm going to just cut off the bent piece. Hi, Deborah. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm thinking I will do long tail on this. Because if you're going to do the long tails and then short tails, I would probably do the long tails first on your 1 or 2 ribbons that are on the very bottom. And then the ribbons on the upper part shorter. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So we're going to do 1 loop of this ribbon because it's just really, it'll be a nice complementary. Bonisa, awesome. It's a little bit cold and rainy, but this is helping. Talking with people and making some bows. No, see, that's the nice thing about this, Jessica, is you don't have to. I mean, it's kind of like you can kind of build what you want. You think of the bow, a balance. So there's usually, 3 loops, but I either go with like here, I'm doing 1 on the very bottom because you're thinking like 3 and maybe 2. So, but it's up to you. The last one, I did 3 of the cream with the Christmas trees, and then I came in with 2, and then I came in with 1, right? You can do, here I'm starting with this ribbon. Now if you're, just depends on how big of a bow you want. I would say if you really want a big bow, 86 on the Carolina coast, oh my gosh. If you're doing a really big, having a bigger bow, you want a full bow, I would start with 3, then loops on the bottom. I'm doing 6 inches. That's pretty standard unless you're getting a much bigger wreath. Like on a deco mesh, I've actually done the 7 because I find that even though as much as I try not to pull my bow through the mesh and tight, it still sinks in. And then it looks goofy to me. So, I have a tendency. But for my evergreen bases, my grapevine bases, I'm making the loops 6 inches long. That's the nice thing about this. And don't let it confuse you from the aspect of, you have to, there's not a real legit kind of formula, but I'm just showing you here. It's like either you're going to start with 1, depending on how many ribbons you're going to do. If you were going to do, you want to do 3, you could do 2 of this and then 1 of the next color. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, Deborah. I appreciate it. So don't make it too complicating. It really, is, I love using this, and I've got, my Pro Bow is sitting over by my computer, and it's been there. I mean, once I got turned on to this, thank you, Bonisa, I appreciate it. Different names of bows? No, there's no, no. I think the names for the bows kind of got ego stuff. No, there's no name of bows. that I've heard anybody use for this, that they're claiming any particular name. So, you know what I'm saying? Deborah, you can get these at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, which I would probably do because you can use the 40% off coupon. I do believe Craft Outlet might sell it. I could be wrong. Amazon sells it. So, yep. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and I'm using this fabric and I'm going to do 2 loops of each on each side. I haven't used this ribbon yet. I bought it last year. And it's so pretty. All right. So we're doing 6-inch loops with this. So we're going to twist, bring it, line it up, and twist it. So the plain side is facing up, right, till you get it to where you want it, and then loop it over, right? So then, and put it in between the 2 dowels. Kind of line it up with your last loop, so it's about the right size. Okay, and since I'm not, this is a, no, we're not at the tail yet. I'm doing 2. Sorry, I'm ahead of myself. So I'm going to twist again. We're making 2 loops on each side. Oh, all right. You guys all calling people out before they even come in and say hello, huh? Hi, Adrian, since I already did that to you. We see you. See, Facebook don't let us sneak in on a live anymore. All right. And this is a good ribbon. Now this, like I said, I got this last year from Sam's Club. And this is, even though it's a little bit, you can kind of see through, it's heavy. It's a nice canvas ribbon. I don't remember if they had it this year or not. I didn't buy as much this year from Sam's as I did last year. All right, so we got that. Now here, this next ribbon, so now this is where I'm kind of separating them. Oops. So you can kind of see. Oh, Robin, I don't have mini chat completely set up yet. I don't know if you can see in your feed. I do a lot. Oftentimes when you see the comments, they'll oftentimes give you an opportunity in the feed that says to get live alerts from this page. Click on. Otherwise, I guess you can go to the notification. That's how I've always done it with people's lives, other than the mini chat, is that I can't see it in my feed, but if you're as a watcher, oftentimes the boxes will come up that says to get notified of this page's lives, turn it on. Otherwise, it'd be going to the page for the notifications. And my lives are sporadic. I'll be honest with you. Just, taking care of my mom and just my setup. I'm just not as consistent as I should be. We could have, right? I hate that should thing, but I'm not. Okay, so we've got that. So that's the best I can offer that. If it doesn't, I would just say otherwise, go to the page, my page for notifications. So, all right, let me show you what I got so far. So we've got the bold red and gold dot. That was just 1 loop. Came in with my second ribbon. I did 2. And the formula, oh, great. Thanks, Robin. So, again, formulas, you can pick up formulas. This is just kind of like do what you like. I could have done a 1.5 inch on this. I have a tendency of liking kind of my bottom loops the wider. That's just me, but that's, you know, that's what we get to do, right? So now I'm going to come in, and I haven't done this really, not much, but I'm going to now make these next two ribbons. I'm going to just do one loop of each. I'm going to do the brown, one loop on each side of the brown and the gold, and I'm going to actually make these short. That is pretty. Where did I get this? This looks, well, I either Craft Outlet or Sims is where I got that. And I got it like in the summertime. So I'm finding if you're trying to look for ribbons right now, oh my gosh, it's you know, some of it's kind of hard to come by. Sold out. You don't know if they'll get any more. So I'm going to do short streamers on this. So let's see how this is going to look. Since the other ones are here, I'm going to start at the top. So the short streamer is going to go to the top. And I'm going to make my loop. And I'll make this loop just a little bit shorter, so it's probably more like 5.5 inches. Okay. Twist. And some of you coming on late, I'll have to, if I have to show you my rag bow that I made yesterday. The first one I've made. It's cute. It takes a little, well, like any practicing of any sort, it takes a little bit of practice to do it. But I use the Easy Bow Maker to make it as well. So there. It comes in really handy for if you're going to make a rag bow. Hi, Lavana. Yeah, we're just making bows today. I had a request for some bows with long tails, so. All right, and then I'm going to add the gold on top. And again, the streamer is going to be short. So now that I've got, let's see, so if you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So I've got the two bottom 2-inch bow or ribbons. Those streamers are long. So I've come in with the brown, and the streamers are going to be short. So I've got them at kind of an angle here, and then the gold is going to be like an opposite, so like an X, okay? Oh, that's just all unwound. All right, let's get going. Hi, Betty. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I was saying we got a cold, rainy day. It's been raining all week long, and we had one day of 80 degrees, which was weird because it was like thinking it was fall, and had been in the 50s and dropped. It froze. We actually had freezing last week. And then one day it jumped up to like 84. Next day, boom, 65. And it's been below in the 50s, and I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining of the weather. It's just a lot of rain after a while gets to be kind of a drag. So, okay. I do use pins for my ribbon. I do try to do that to keep them organized. But right now I get a little sidetracked. I come back and start pinning. Not quite right on top of it, but now it's all getting in my way. Anybody watching any games? Oh, that's right. There is another storm coming that way. Oh my gosh. Like the East Coast really does not need anything more. And I think of where my kids and everybody, the West Coast, my friends and family there. They really could use some rain, right? We've had way too much. Jessica, have they talked about how far the NASCAR, how far out it is? When are they expecting it to hit land? The NASCAR races. That's fun too. All right, so I'm going to come back, not yet with the brown, but I'm going to use the brown as the tie. So we've got, I had a brown pipe cleaner. So now I'm using a pipe cleaner again this time. I showed you how to use the zip ties. You can use a wire. You can use pipe cleaner. You can use, what do I want to call it? Tinsel tie, which is, it's longer. I want to say that might be like 18 inches long. If you have a hard time holding on to some of this stuff. Those are some options to tie your bows with. All right, so I kind of keep pulling it close to me, but that's because I'm trying to see what I'm doing and I forget. Okay. Racing in Dover today. Oh, cool. That is so scary. Like, guys just don't need another storm. Gosh. You know? Sometimes it's like when it rains, it pours. I mean, literally, it's just all kinds of things happening all at once in this country, and it's just a little bit overwhelming, a little bit scary. Okay. So really, you got to pull tight when you got, and these ribbons are kind of thick, so you got to really smash them down and twist. Again, this is where I had said using a zip tie and twist your bow instead of the pipe cleaner. Where a zip tie would really push these down. So let me get this out of the way. So it looks kind of like a hot mess right at the moment. You get these and they kind of like, oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got those. Get those out of the way. And I'm going to separate these. So since you just have the one on the bottom, there's really not a whole lot to do with that. You just kind of separate, smooth them out. And if you like me, I do a lot of my bow fluffing, my bow manipulating, my loops once I get it on the bow, on the wreath. So as I'm alternating kind of the loop bow, you know, the bow on one side, the streamer on the other. Let's kind of see how to get that. Let me cut these so you guys can see. Oh, you guys are leaving? Okay, well that's, you know what, better safe than sorry. Instead of waiting until everybody else is out on the road trying to get out of there as well, you should, I can't see where it says for you to, where you guys can go. It won't let me see the more. But as long as you can get to someplace safe now versus waiting till everybody in there is, you know, piling in their cars to go. So with these, I am dovetailing these. You could, if you wanted to, you could have left those streamers and rolled them up into curls. That you can do. It's like trying to get all these where you want them. It's like, oh, So, and I'm looking at it instead of pointing it to you. So see how this goes? So you can actually have a little bit of the short with long streamers combination, right? And then it kind of looks more like a little bit of a star, you know, burst kind of thing. Yes, be safe. Hi, Lily. So there's that. And then I probably, because of this is kind of whimsical, you know, I think I would probably just roll up these. But then once I get it onto a wreath, I would decide what I want to do. Oh, thanks, Nancy. So does that help you, give you some ideas? I mean, there's certainly some flexibility with now, you know, with people, streamers and dovetailing and rolling, and it allows you to really kind of create a look that is yours. See how that would go? I like that. This will be pretty with, you know, in an evergreen with, and I've got tons of the pineapple cones. I was going to say pineapples, pine cones that I've been frosting to go into another wreath, but that'll be really pretty with red ornaments. You know, think of how the pretty ornaments, you know, you can even add, if you want, in your, you can tie that, but you think of a small red ornament. Could go in the center of that when, you know, when you put it in your wreath. Good, good. So shiny red ornaments are going to be gorgeous with pine cones, berries. I've got the berries too. But I want to show you, because a lot of you have come on late, or late, not late, just later when I first, you could always do the replay, but you may not. And so since you're on, I'll show you my rag bow that I made yesterday using Fancy That Decor's tutorial, which is a good tutorial and very thorough. But I do want to make another one of these and just practice a little bit with oops, you know what I did? Oh my God. I think I glued that decoration down too low. Well, that was dumb. I'm wondering if I can fix that. Ah! Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, I had it turned around. I wonder. Ah, my goodness. All right. I did. I had that thing glued down too far. But here's the bow. The rag bow. Oh my gosh. There was a lot that went into this. But it was fun, and I can't wait to actually get it into a piece. And I'm going to re-glue the decoration because I had it way too low. But it's a real pretty piece that'll go in here. And this will go in some kind of more rustic-y, I don't know, shabby, chic-y kind of wreath. But isn't that pretty? I'd love to be able to offer some of those to people in my shop. But it was fun. So cool. All right, everybody. Well, Jessica, be safe if you're still on, and I hopefully you don't wait too long to get out of the area. And everybody, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't shared this, I would really appreciate it. You guys have a great Sunday. Enjoy it. Relax. Watch the games or races or whatever you do. Craft. Making a wreath. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will go back through and answer anything that I can possibly answer for you. And again, it was Easy Bow Maker. So you guys have I'm going to put you up here. wonderful Sunday. Oops, crooked. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I will see you again sometime soon. Bye. My hair's all frizzed. Bye.